South Carolina. Does that change today? Here we go. They'll reach the first 2 times. Another chance here. Latson dishes underneath. That time, Okot.
That game, who can guard Tessa?
And Okot was excellent as well at 12 points, 17 rebounds.
Carolina's win over Kentucky, played with so much energy.
Dawn Staley telling us she loved her activity as Michaela Williams camps
end to end.
Edwards draws 2. Okot traveled. And South Carolina. Here's Williams. Kaya Johnson leads distributing, was terrific yesterday. Latson gonna take it herself.
That's time to help her get that momentum.
Latson had 6 assists in yesterday's win as Richard. Okot pounding it underneath, couldn't finish it.
Nice double.
As Flaugier sinks the free throw run with 45 seconds to go and missed both free throws here today. Here's Raven Johnson cupping it up and in. Here's Flaugier. Lost the handle. Raven Johnson comes up with it, running with Latson. Latson dives in and is LSU as they were coming back.
We were talking to Kim Mulkey before today's 9 missed free throws in that game.
Latson off to a good stride. Here's Raven Johnson off on a 3. Dowda got a hand up. Here's Raven. Enters the paint. Little push shot for Wiley. Spinning, banking, and South Carolina quickly down the floor. Latson sheds her defender. For Wiley, races to the rim.
Both of these teams love
in recent years in these matchups. That is going to be a foul on trouble getting it in. Here's Tessa Johnson, denied by Knox. 7 to shoot. McDaniel can't hit the 3. Draws 2. Knox the cutter, banks it in. Tied at 12. Edwards got denied by Knox. And then a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to
time on the court with the starters. That has helped propel her into this new confident version we're seeing of her the last few games.
Thank you.
Hits on the wrist prevents, ball projecting to the hip, to the rim.
Let's take another look. McDaniel into the paint, can't bank it in. Joinable athlete. Here's Latson. Latson puts it down in traffic and then draws the first player since at least the 09-10 season to score 22 points, 8 assists.
A smaller lineup with Joyce Edwards at the 5 spot, McKeer at the 4.
Raven Johnson will pull and hit.
South Carolina looked a little out of sorts. She called for the basketball, called for the screen, and then drained it.
Flaugier with rebound, 6 assists, was 3 of 5 from 3. Latson, Shore. Richard, no. Follows it up. Tessa Johnson loses that one. Here comes for Wiley with numbers. Williams coughs it up. And Edwards, McKeer, the spin. Good no call. McDaniel finds Edwards, who lays it in. Lays it in at the buzzer. And that'll do it for the first. South Carolina, a 4-point lead after.
The transfer portal is one thing, but Tania Latson came into South Carolina and she was already best friends with Raven Johnson. They were high school.
Passing really expand, her defending grow. All things that help with the WNBA draft. One of the reasons why she went just. Michaela Williams, the spin and the finish coming off the floor at the end of the first quarter. Joyce Edwards gets fouled by Johnson and to junior class.
It just sort of tickles me, Ryan, that these 2 programs and 2 coaches who are known for
for Wiley. Oh, what a quick burst. What a take. My lace. Directing traffic verbally. 2 defenders come. Johnson a 3. Edwards has it taken away by Fulwiley. Fulwiley racing to the rim, cups it home. Johnson off to Edwards, back to Raven. She'll fire and hit. Pull up, no. Here comes Fulwiley. Fulwiley gets fouled. Make it 10 for Fulwiley. The 2-point LSU lead. See the bench advantage for LSU. Edwards trying to save it. LSU has not won it since 2003. Here's Fulwiley zipping through the lane. Malaysia giving 12 points off the bench for Malaysia Fulwiley as Latson gets fouled. Asked on Staley, what do you say to Malaysia about this meeting? Just out. LSU made 13 threes yesterday, their most since 2014. Latson leaves it short.
Better and improve the defense right now.
All right, thank you, Howell. Williams baseline jumper rims out. Edwards battling, and here's Joyce Edwards. Off to Tessa, her three is good.
In transition, she was able to get free.
Tied at 29, Flaugier, no. This is up next. Here's Koval. And a travel. Well, the ACC women's tour. Here's Edwards. Okot got 2 early fouls, now back in. Johnson connects. Flaugier looking to answer, cannot. Williams the rebound. Williams puts it in.
LSU
off, Joyner back in, hugs the rebound. Richard quickly ahead to Fulwiley. Fulwiley got denied, but banks it up and off. Latson the O board, and the putback. Joyner lays it in on a beautiful beat. Bella Hines finally in. Fulwiley a deep one. You bet! First half points. And LSU's first 3 of the game after they missed their first 8 attempts. Difference, game and shot clock. Richard attacks, dishes. Joyner, the hook is good.
Completely trying to deny Tessa Johnson.
Here's Edwards finding the cutter. Tessa Johnson, who lays. Here's Edwards twisting inside. Missed the layup. Rebound. Back to Edwards. Push shot is good. Richard digs it up. Running with Fulwiley. And that last hit. Richard. And Richard at the deck. Latson gets denied by Fulwiley. Here comes Flaugier. Flaugier up under and off. Williams a 3. No. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay here. Okot the rebound. Edwards running. Follows it up and puts it in.
Stays with it. Gets a chance for the and one.
Second foul on Michaela Williams as Edwards tightly contested in the SEC semifinals. Raven Johnson the deny. Here is Williams. Williams bodying in, fading away, and getting the roll. That was a storyline in the first meeting between these teams. Raven Johnson tears through. Who has averaged a career high over 10 a game this season. Fulwiley, no. Against LSU. LSU's 22-0 this season when scoring 80 or more. Raven Johnson connects. Fulwiley can't finish.
On the glass in the first half.
Richard fires and hits from 3. But they haven't won since 2012. Okot finds Johnson laying it in. And then a steal from Johnson. Tessa Johnson gets fouled by Williams. An all-access pass to the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament at 6 Eastern. You'll get never-before-seen footage, sound from the players and coaches. 4 to shoot. Raven on the drive. McDaniel a three. You bet! On an 11-3 run. Richard connects from deep. Two big caught. Can't bank it in. Rebound Edwards. Another chance for South Carolina. Raven Johnson connects on the bigger Edwards. Richard on the drive. What a bounce back game for Jada Richard against South. Tessa Johnson, little pull-up mid-range is good. She's become a very good three-point shooter. LSU has the shot clock turned off, but Wiley doesn't realize it. Wiley lays it in. Raven Johnson fading and hit it.
Oh, without question, and she is a much improved player this season, just in terms of her confidence when looking for her own shots.
Down South Carolina, 7 of 15 from three. Laxon picking her way through, can't hit. Good box. Flau'jae Johnson, 1 of 8 from the floor, has just 6 points. Can they get going? Knox denied. Joyner there. Michaela Williams and Flau'jae had really struggled until midway through the fourth. They got going, and so did LSU. But right now, it's Knox running. Kim Mulkey sending her right back to the scorer's table. Joyner was confused. Here's Okot.
To pick up the pace the last few possessions.
You see the difference for Malaysia. Her second game against her former team versus her. Now Flau'jae is checked out. Joyner in as Watson. Edwards muscles it inside. Johnson out there with Raven, Okot, Edwards, and Laxon. Raven dumps it out. Okot, 1 of 11 from the floor, but hits that. Michaela Williams with a great look. Now 3 of 10 from the floor. Edwards with a runway, dumps it in. Richard with space, drains the three.
Little boost for LSU's offense from the guard position.
17 for Richard. Here's Latson. Latson diving in and laying it off. Off the mark. Richard the rebound. LSU looking to run for Wiley. Spinning through traffic, finds Knox, who gets
a little bit in terms of making shots here today. Only 1 of 8 on the day.
And Rebecca, do you feel like if you're Kim Mulkey, you got
a small lineup?
The other thing we did see from Flau'jae, she struggled most of that first meeting and then was fantastic. Joyner dribbled it off the foot of Okot. Latson in transition, can't finish it. Edwards can. Williams, they need it. They've got it. Raven Johnson, a career high 22 points, 9 of 13 shooting, also has 5 assists. Edwards, 2.
By Dawn Staley attacking the mismatch.
18 and 11 for Edwards. For Wiley, what a pass to Knox. Raven Johnson bouncing. Okot lays it in. No, still some life for LSU. Down 7. Need a bucket in a hurry. Williams can't float it in, but gets.
Johnson had dribbled away much of the shot clock. Uses the on ball, delivers it to Okot. Subsequent possession.
Gets it into Okot. Okot surrounded. 1 to shoot, and Okot by 4. Into Latson. Latson will lay it in.
A great balanced attack by South Carolina. 4 players in double.